Hello and welcome to another episode of Lean Living. Today I'd like to discuss the concept of permaculture and what it actually means. You may have heard of this word bandied around on the media and on the internet, but what does it actually mean? Well, permaculture, what it is a concept of self-sustaining systems. Now, the way that we farm these days is with monocrops, with multiple support systems. So we need our pesticides, we need our fertilizers, we need all of these things to actually sustain the food systems that we currently have. This doesn't make any sense on any scale. Financially it's quite expensive. We need to kind of add all these inputs just to actually maintain something that in nature seems to just grow all by itself. I mean, if you look to nature, you never see a field of one plant. You never have like a field with nothing, barren land, unless it's been severely damaged. Yet, the way that we actually farm these days, these are the things that we actually do. Now, this concept of permaculture can't be taken on by the industrial model which is actually currently running to sustain our food systems, but if we were to break down the one system, the larger one, into many smaller systems, this concept of multiple support systems via cover crops which actually help maintain the actual soil health, by no-tilling, which actually gets a beneficial initial outcome by releasing all the goodness from the earth, by stripping down all the nutrients in the actual earth and actually making it readily available, which can only be done so many times. We would not need all the extra inputs. The fact that we're crushing many animals together in very small confines leads to various diseases, as you may have noticed recently with the outbreak of avian flus and various other diseases which seem to naturally, spontaneously appear, but only in our farming systems. It's generally not spread by other wild birds in nature, because it is not something that's akin to wild spaces and systems that based on a self-supporting ecosystem. So this idea of permaculture is the solution which can be applied to modern farming techniques for us to have any chance of survival. Now, the way things are actually done at the moment, it will lead us naturally to permaculture, because at some point there is only so many chemicals we can apply to the earth, so many inputs that we will be able to afford to allow our systems to be sustained before we are forced to go that way. I think possibly better to implement these systems small scale, even in your garden. Look it up on the internet, see what solutions they have to adding extra cost to everything, and you should be able to find a more financially and ecologically sustaining system which will just make your life a lot easier, a lot cleaner, and hopefully lead to a slightly better world. Okay, so just a little word to think about. So permaculture is the concept. You can read about it all over the internet. Websites that I can recommend to you are things like richsoil.com, permies.com has many forums, podcasts like the Survival Podcast, which even though it doesn't exactly sound like gardening and stuff, there's a lot of permaculture ideals which can be applied either to land or just in life in general. So have a look into those, see what you think would actually be beneficial for you, take what you need, leave the rest. Okay, as with many things, just only take what is essentially applicable to your life and forget all the other stuff. Okay, so I hope that helps clear up the concept of permaculture and what it actually means. And yes, so look into that, research a little bit, and I'll leave you with that.